Does anyone want to do the intro?
No.
Okay.
No.
How unusual. Okay. Okay, guys, time for this so much dreaded group round, but also the very awesome group round. I always love this round, and I can tell that our contestants loved it as well. So, 12 are going to move on from this round. This time it's gonna be a little different than last round because now we actually have few enough contestants that we are probably able to comment on everyone. So, we're actually going to comment first and then post our notes in the end, votes. We have a guest judge this time. It's none other than our reigning champion, Hooney. Hooney. Yay! Oh, my voice there.
Hooney.
Hello, everyone. Hooney.
Yeah, sorry, I haven't finished puberty yet. So, Hooney, you gotta tell us, how does it feel to, I guess, be the next top singer?
I don't know how to feel about it, to be honest. Because
You don't know how to feel about it?
Okay, we're so gonna cut that.
Okay.
oops.
I don't know how
I'm
to
just
feel.
telling the truth.
Okay.
I'm just telling the truth. I don't
Sure.
know because it's like out of my expectation.
How do you feel about winning Next Top Singer?
Oh, surprised, cried, at the same time,
Oh.
confused because I I was like the episode came out at like 3 or 4 a.m. my time. I was like so I can't even sleep because of that, and I was like waiting for the result and like okay maybe I'll get the third place, but suddenly you dropped the video and I watched it and I was like me what? I yelled at my parents' room and they woke up asking like what the hell are you doing? I'm like, I won this, I got money.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a well-deserved victory, and you have always been so solid as an artist and everything. But anyway, as much as I'd like to talk about this day is not about you, so we're going to go ahead with the judging now, I think. Anyway, it's so fun to have you here. We usually save the best guest judge to the end, as in the latest winner, but circumstances made it so that you are on this round instead. But Hooney won his group round actually, so he's obviously very suited to judge this round. So
Yeah.
I am.
okay, so we start with 3 birds then. So for me, genius song choice. There was a lot of low and high range in this, which suits the diverse voices in this group, and I'm very proud of my choice to put you in the group together. There was too much reverb on the solo parts for me though. You could have gradually increased it instead so that it wouldn't be as noticeable. This song does need a lot of reverb though, but you could have handled that differently. And the harmonies were a little bit out of sync, so what you could have done is one person can record first so that the others can record over that and stay synced. Daniel, you have this old style in your voice, a very classy voice. As long as you give us something that no one else gives us, which is that super low range, you're just gonna keep advancing, I think. I just worry about your versatility, and you have minor pitch issues in this as well. But that last note went unbelievably low. Polarizing notes are always gonna be impactful, whether they are very high or very low notes. They have equal impact to me, so great job with that actually. Erin, you showed versatility in the song finally. You used more of your chest register. I love the operatic voice as always, and I got chills on that ending lift when you went higher and higher. I just wish you sustained it all the way through. That's a breath support issue, but you are one of the 2 people now this season to give me chills, the other one being John, so really great job on that. Ivy, I always love the trill in your voice, but you had a chance for some belted notes in this and you went soft instead, so you are lacking some dynamics. You were my favorite team member in this group up to this point, because you had no standout moment in this song. I kinda picked Daniel and Ivy together to get a good mix of low and high range, but Erin was the one who ended up standing out, so that was really interesting. Really great job, guys.
I kind of really don't have much to say outside of that. I really do think that Aaron was the standout in the song. I kind of expected it to be Daniel. I really wanted it to be Daniel because I love that deep booming voice. I love that low note towards the end. I was a little surprised in the chorus parts. I liked the girls, the way their voices mixed. I kind of expected Daniel's low booming voice to come in as kind of a contrast, but he seemed to kind of get drowned drowned out by them at times, where he just wasn't in the chorusy parts. I kind of expected him to get utilized a little more with that booming voice. I heard some pitch issues here and there, but otherwise I found it to be a very emotional and dynamic performance. It just felt like there was something missing in Ivy's performance. There just was a little disconnect there for me, but otherwise I thought it was a pretty decent performance.
Yeah, he could have been used more. I agree.
I'm kinda conflicted about this one. Like, I agree with Andrea that something felt missing. Not just one person, but like the whole cover. Like, I feel like something is missing. I don't know the song personally. I've never heard the original. And the intro...
I'm pretty surprised that you never heard the song because it was actually in your season. Natasha did this song in round 4. Yeah, but anyway.
Oh, yeah, right. I forgot about that. But I've never heard the original. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, sure.
So the intro of the song is very pitchy for me personally, and it's kind of like a turn off for me. So I was like, I got not interested at all to this one. And I agree that the reverb is very wet, and there's also pitch issues here and there. But it's still enjoyable. I felt conflicted about this one.
Yeah, the pitch wasn't on point throughout, so that was definitely something I noticed too. But it didn't stand out as much as some other groups with the pitch, so...
Yeah,
true.
I really like this cover.
I like it, but it's not something that I would listen over and over again.
I'm neutral. I'm not like where I loved it, where I'd listen to it a lot, but I'm not like where I'd say didn't like it. I'm kind of like neutral.
Yeah, I'm the same as Andrea.
Amidu Esgas. Okay.
I'm not gonna start again.
All right, okay. Sundubu had a lot of dynamics and passion behind the voice. There were a few small pitch issues, but I really loved that passion in there. Carly has such a lovely voice, but there just seemed to be zero emotion. I just didn't really feel anything. I just kind of felt like a little boredom, actually, like just kind of going through the motions and singing carefully.
Ethereal vocals with a lot of reverb and angelic vocals and powerful vocals as well. I love that you guys picked an unexpected song choice instead of going K-pop or J-pop, so you all showed some versatility in this, which I like. Sundubu, you have airy and soft and beautiful voice and a great high note in there as well, and I couldn't believe that was you. That was amazing. The falsetto is great. Carly, you have a thicker voice. This at you about last round, so it seemed like you took my feedback on board. Okay, full disclosure, after recording the Deliberation, I noticed that I actually confused Carly for Angelina on that very last note, because Carly's picture came in the video on that part, so that kind of fooled me. Sorry about that, guys. So that was what I was referring to when I talked about powerful vocals. However, the following segment is about Carly. And oh my god, on those high notes in the end, I thought that was part of the instrumental, but that was you. I mean, that was just angelic. I'm so glad we kept you. Angelina, you have a strong voice, some pitch issues though, especially on some of the transitions. But overall, this was amazing. So Huni, you gotta be the tiebreaker here.
I actually disagree with you.
Okay, let's bring in Mark again. I don't want him here anymore.
No.
Oh no, he probably would have been worse.
I agree with Andrea that Carly was quite lackluster. Like, I felt nothing when I heard her part. But at the same time, this entry is actually my favorite out of the 3. And also, the bridge until the ending is my absolute favorite part of everything. Even in this entire round, that part could carry them up to be the top performance for me. Like, it gives me absolute chills. I just love it so much. Angelina is my favorite. Sundubu, I love the falsetto because as a fellow male, I know how hard it is to hit that note, but you did it really well, considering that you're, I think you're a baritone, maybe, or maybe like a low tenor. So like, it's very impressive that you were able to hit that note quite well. And for Carly, you actually picked it up towards the end, so I really appreciated that.
Wow, we are really not on the same page about this.
One of my absolute favorite out of the bunch. One of the other one is actually Patrick Core. I do have personal notes about the mixing. It's professional level mixing for sure. But for me personally, the vocals are quite louder than what I liked it to be. It makes Eden's parts kind of peaking in volume. So I was like, wow, you're really in my ears. But other than that, Mocha, ooh, the intro, yes, approved. And also your chorus as well. I love when you lead the chorus. It's so, I think you're my favorite out of this group, maybe, just maybe, because I'm actually very conflicted as of now. And Maeve, if you were to tell me that your inspiration is Lady Gaga, I would not be surprised, because I feel like you have that powerhouse vocal kind of vibe. It's very powerful, but then you were able to make it soft at the same time. So I really, really love your parts. And also, Eden, I know this is a singing competition, I know, but Eden's rap, yes, thank you.
Yeah, you love rap.
I know this is a singing competition. I know, you know.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I was like, okay, I know this is a singing competition, but I just have to bring that up.
Yeah, that's fine.
All I could say is, first off, that intro where it's just like, I'm the ultimate pop princess. I may or may not be a vampire. And then, hi, I'm Eden from Ohio. I'm just like, that just like cracks me up every time when we get to, hi, I'm Eden from Ohio. I love that. But anyway, I mean, Mocha brought the just serious emotion, and Eden brought that like rock, and of course Maeve was just, Maeve was just Maeve. I mean, the whole thing, they brought themselves, and it just seemed to work together. You know, I mean, they didn't have to try to change themselves to try to work together. They just already did. It just seemed like their personalities just meshed. They could form a group and just, I mean, they could literally, you could probably put them on Disney and make them a Disney Channel group right now. I mean, I just really liked it. This probably was my runaway favorite of this round. So.
Ooh.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of that. Disagree with some of it. So let's go into it. So amazing, guys. You have a lot of energy and powerful vocals in this. But, and this is a big but, it was too produced for a singing competition. As a single, this would be perfect, but in the context of a singing competition, I had to knock a few points because of that. Mocha, I love the range. You have never showed such low notes before, so that was a really good display of your versatility. You have the motion in this. I actually thought you were Maeve at first because you sound kind of similar, which is kind of amazing. Eden, you shown the most to me. You had the biggest moments in this, like that ending, and I didn't know you could rap. That is another skill that really impressed me, but of course, like I've said, this is a singing competition, so it's not something that's gonna get you more points. I love the grittiness in your voice, but you have still no soft dynamic in your singing, so that's something I really need to see soon, if you go on in this competition, of course. Maeve, if this were not a group round, then I probably would have voted you out actually, because I still haven't heard your voice, and that's kind of essential in a singing competition, and I'm talking about your real voice that's not auto-tuned to death. I mean, it sounds too produced already, and I think 3 strikes because of the same issue is very generous in a competition that only has 6 rounds. I mean, to me, reverb is fine because you can make that sound naturally if you're standing in a tunnel or something, but it's the auto-tune and the chorus for me. I actually suspected that Hooney was kind of auto-tuned during his season as well, but that may be because I maybe couldn't believe his talent. I mean, it sounded like a pro and everything, but it was still not as in-your-face obvious like in this, so that gave me quite mixed feelings. I was blown away by this entry, but I'm dropping a point from all of you because of the production. Everyone didn't get as much time to shine in this cover as well, but really great job in this still.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Maybe another Andrea. Oh my gosh, I'm actually surprised that I disagree with you a lot, but I agree with
what do you disagree
Andrea a
about?
lot.
Sorry?
No, I mean, not about Patrick or, but like the previous ones.
Oh, okay. But wasn't
this is interesting.
Wasn't the production an issue for you guys? This is a singing competition after all, and we are trying to judge their singing.
Yeah, true. For me personally, it doesn't actually matter that much because
Okay, I'm back.
Wait.
Maybe I
What was
should
saying
repeat
again?
that for Andrea. Sorry.
Okay, what?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was asking if the production was an issue for you guys, because you didn't mention it as much.
I heard it a little bit in Maeve, but I didn't hear it for the other two.
I hear it.
When Maeve sings, I always kind of wonder if she uses autotune for herself. So I did mark her because I don't know if I should say because I don't want to spoil it, but I do have it. You'll notice it in my scoring.
Yeah, and my thing is that she has been overly auto-tuning all 3 rounds so far.
Yeah, because the other 2 got the exact same score for the group, but Maeve got a little bit lower because I do believe that there might have been some auto-tune for Maeve just like every other round. But I still think as a group, the group as a whole did a good enough job. I don't know if we can talk about that part yet.
Yeah, well, some things are okay to spoil, I guess. I mean, it's gonna happen when you discuss the entries. So.
Okay, well, Petrichor got my top score for the night.
Okay.
And you said that if that was going to be the top score, all 3 had to, go through. So
yeah, I'm not gonna say which one was my best performance yet, but I definitely noticed autotune in both Eden's and Maeve's vocals.
See, I didn't notice it in
But for
Eve's,
me,
but...
it's worse in Maeve's vocals.
I didn't notice it in the
Maeve's
other 2.
vocals, especially because it's the 3rd time it has happened. So
yeah. I didn't notice
but
it in the other 2, but
had too much chorus as well.
Yeah, I didn't notice it in the other 2.
Too much
just
chorus?
Maeve's personal, but that's personally. That's just because it's so noticeable in Maeve's, and I just didn't hear it in the other 2.
Okay.
Is it really autotune though? Because I heard some pitchiness in Maeve's part. It could be autotune messing her vocals up or not.
Yeah, I mean,
actually...
you can be autotune and still be pitchy because autotune doesn't get it right all of the time. So
for me personally, production doesn't really bother me as much because I actually love a more what's the word?
a more produced entry.
Yeah, a more produced entry. I actually prefer it a little bit, but it doesn't actually matter. It's like for my self enjoyment. It's not for like the competition itself. But at the same time, because I know this is a singing competition, autotune is cheating. So yeah.
That's why I have to drop points for that, even though I do use it myself in my covers. So okay, we gotta move on to not overstep the time here too much.
Yeah.
Okay, my turn then. Eat Sprigs. So great song choice, guys. I got a great feeling from this, and this was actually 12 Saloon's first audition song in 2021. So that was really cool that you kind of went full circle with that. And I hear the improvements in your voice this time, 12 Saloon. You all showed range and dynamics in this, but I wish you pushed a little more, were a little bit more powerful. Lebis, you showed a range that I've never heard before from you, but the low notes were a little bit pitchy though, and some notes were a little closed off, like when you sang Every Night at 2:34. You need to open your mouth more on those notes. And I wish you belted like you did in last round, and I need some more energy from you as well. Nana Bread, you have this angelic high range that is so pretty. You are the best true tenor in this competition. You have a super soft voice, it's like silk to me, and you are the only one in the competition that brings that. 12 Saloon, you have an amazingly clear, warm voice. It's a little bit pitchy at times though, but at least you're not auto-tuned to death like some other people are in this competition. I really feel like I heard all of your true talents, your true voices, and that is obviously a big plus. The harmonies were on point, which is key in a group round, and you had such a big moment in the end. I loved it.
I actually think there were some pitch issues, but the voices just seemed to work together for me. There was just a lot of positive emotions and vibing from the song that I really liked. I do think that 12 Saloon and Nana Bread were definitely the standouts for me.
Yeah.
I did like it. I really liked, I just liked the vibing that I got from the song. I do think that there were some minor pitch issues, but other than that, I think that they did a good job.
How do you say that name? Eth Spriggs. I'm just gonna say it like that.
Yeah.
Is it just me or the timing sometimes gets a little interesting? Interesting.
That'd be
Like,
Mark.
for me
That would
personally,
be
the
Mark.
timing-
Mark would probably agree with you.
The timing gets a little interesting in some parts, but it is understandable because the timing of the song chosen, A Million Dreams, is quite hard to match if you like sing this over a karaoke version, not the official one with the vocals themselves, because that's how you practice timing. You hear the official one with the vocals and you match them. That's how you learn more about timing. The mixing, as a mixer, I don't know, I felt like I have to. The mixing feels raw, which is good in a way, but it's not about autotune or something like that. It's more like, compressor and also like reverb and stuff, it felt a little raw, but it actually helps with the raw emotion. So yeah, that's my point about the mixing. And the last chorus is lovely with all those harmonies. I'm actually not confused. What's the word?
Conflicted.
I don't maybe not.
Confused?
Yeah, conflicted. Confused. There we go. Confused on who's my favorite out of this group. Maybe Nana Bread or. Okay, this one is hard. How do you say that name? Albias?
Lebis.
I'm gonna say it like that. Albias. Lebis. Oh, Lebis. Oh, that's new. Albias. I don't know why I pronounce it like Albias because the L is by itself.
Yeah, but she has said how to pronounce it. It's Lebis.
Lebis. Okay. Yeah,
Lebis.
it's probably between Nana Bread and Lebis for me personally.
Okay.
What did you like about Lebis' performance?
The power.
But she wasn't as powerful as last round, though.
True, but it's still powerful enough for me. But
Okay, sure.
at the same time, I do agree that the lower notes get a little unstable and some close notes as well. So I do agree on that point. But yeah, I'll go with Nana Bread as my favorite one.
Sure. My favorite was probably 12 Saloon, though.
Oh.
Because she really showed that warmth in her voice.
Yeah.
And she
yeah,
had a
true.
clear
It's
voice
just-
and everything, so.
This round is just hard. I don't know who's who. That is my favorite. Like I'm just.
Living Legends, Lavender, Isabel, and Philly. Okay, so I don't know how anybody else feels. This could be contentious. It could not be contentious, but here is my opinion. It was just kind of a mess. I think it's a popular song right now. That doesn't mean it's a good competition song. I think there were just so many issues. It was almost hard to pick out the good parts. I mean, there were some good parts, but they were very fleeting. I mean, there were some parts that were, fun, but there were so many off-key parts. There was one part too, like where where somebody went, "Sorry, mi vida, go on." I mean, it was just so.
You are exaggerating.
Not really. I mean, if you go back and listen, I'm really not exaggerating. Go back and listen, because they repeat it twice, and it's the same thing both times. I am not exaggerating. Some of it was just very painful to listen to. This was probably one of my least favorite of this round. So, yeah. So if this is a contentious one, I do apologize. I love Encanto. Encanto is one of my favorite Disney movies right now. I mean, who doesn't love We Don't Talk About Bruno? I mean, we don't talk about Bruno. But it's just, let's not talk about this song either, because the harmonies just didn't, I mean, some of them seemed rushed, some of them seemed off key, just, I don't know.
Andrea, I know that Mark isn't here, but you don't need to take his place. I mean,
I think he'd agree with me, though. I think he'd agree with me. We got to bring Mark in on this.
no, we don't need him at this
I
point.
have a feeling you're going to
obviously.
disagree with me.
Okay, should I just go then?
Interesting.
Yeah, why don't you? Because you're going to disagree with me, and we're just going to have a fight right now. So
Well,
Let's go.
I don't completely disagree, but I won't be as harsh as you, definitely, because
okay.
I actually think you had
Okay.
great
Oh.
energy in this, guys. I loved how you came together as a team. It was a very fun song choice to me. I love the Spanish influence with the accents in this, because we had two Spanish singers in this, so that was a good choice to me. Isabel, you have good energy and range, but I sense some desperation in your voice, so I don't think the emotion suited 100%. Lavender, you were kind of thin in this, and you were fading in the background at some points. Props for the rapping, but you were not judged on that, obviously. But you have a pretty voice as always. Philly, your mic sounds clearer this time. I like the confidence and the grittiness and that trill in your voice. The last note was very powerful, and you have several moments in this where you got to show dynamics. There was a lot going on in the last chorus. I liked the different elements in this. The harmonies were properly panned, but there wasn't much opportunity for sustain in this song, and that's a song choice issue. So I kind of agree with Andrea in a sense that it wasn't a great song choice for a competition, but it was still a very fun cover to me. I still say good job. So who
Okay,
me?
so let me just start it this way. This is funky. Although I agree with Andrea, I didn't hear much dynamics actually and range. Also, when they came in together, like in the choruses, for example, they're quite pitchy. So I was like, when you sing in a group and you do a chorus part, but you went pitchy, that's not really ideal. But at the same time, I did still enjoy it, and I'm probably the odd one because the last chorus was fun for me.
Exactly.
I got confused. But like I like it at the same time. So I was like, oh, that's fun. Okay. So I was like, so yeah, that's it really.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a super strong opinion about this because it wasn't one of my favorites, but I still liked it, so I'm not gonna be as harsh as Andrea this time.
I'm gonna say this, believe it or not, like people may not think it, but Bruno is actually a very difficult song because there are so many integral parts that are moving at the same time. If you watch the movie, there are several characters that come in to sing their own special part, and at the very end, they're all singing their special part at the exact same time, and they all have to move in a certain round. And if you don't get it at a very specific time, it kind of falls apart and gets very muddied, which I think is what kind of happened at the end there. And it got very like, especially if you get a little off key and it just doesn't, it's very painful. It's very dissident. It was ambitious. It was very ambitious. It just probably wasn't the right song choice. And if you listen to the individual parts, they do have very nice voices. And I think they they would have been better served with a different song choice that would have really shown their individual unique voices in a much better way. This just wasn't it.
I challenge you to actually say a song choice they could have picked, because with such different voices, it's gonna be hard.
With their different voices, it might have been hard, but this song, it's just too muddy. There's like 6 different characters that come in at the end that have to sing, and they have 3 people singing 6 people. It was just too ambitious, I think. I don't know. It just, I was having a little levity, being a little bit mean like Mark because we miss him, and so somebody had to step into his place, but it just didn't work for me. I'm sorry.
I actually think that I actually think that it's not the song choice itself, but how they do it. For the song choice itself, it's good if you know how to do it. So like if they actually did it as the song intended to be, then maybe this song is fun.
It's a fun song, but it also involves a lot of different people.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, that's really hard to do.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
I'm actually not going to scream at you this time, Andrea. Like I normally do.
I mean, I'm just trying to kind of like also give my reasoning as to like, so I'm not so mean. I'm not trying to be Mark. I'm also going to try to ease in my reasoning there. Like try to say like, hey, it's not necessarily their fault. It's more song choice.
I'll pick the asteroids.
The asteroids.
Yeah, the asteroids. Okay. It's enjoyable overall. Your vocals actually complement each other quite well. It's a shame that Sean didn't participate because someone could have taken his spot if it were to happen earlier.
Sigrid could have taken his spot. I'm so disappointed.
Oh no. Okay, back to the point. I don't know how I don't know how to feel about Nathan's. I like to call it vocal flicks, like like those.
Yeah, I call it exclamations.
Exclamations. There we go. Especially at the "Cause I Miss You, Baby." I don't know how to feel about those. I'm kind of conflicted. It's not like I don't like it. It's just that it could have been done better. I like the high notes during the bridge for both Nathan and Emma. Although I feel like Nathan's was quite throaty, almost kind of screechy, especially the last note during the bridge. My favorite part of this entry is the last 2 choruses. Are those 2 choruses or just one? I don't know. Songs like this confuse me. Emma's my favorite out of the 2. I'm conflicted on the exclamations and also the high notes for Nathan. But other than that, good job. I would listen to this again and again.
Yeah, I actually have strong feelings about this one. I'm really proud of putting you in a group together, guys, because you both have this kind of nasal sound. You're kind of like the male and female version of each other. You are harmonizing together beautifully, and that is hard, so great job for that. There were no pitch issues in this that I discovered, so that's obviously a really big plus. Nathan, I love the resonance in your voice and your vibrato as always. The ending of your notes, those exclamations that we have talked about, were kind of over the top to me. It made you stand out, but they were quite unnecessary to me. You didn't really need to do them to stand out. You have a cool grit in your voice though, and high notes. I wish you would learn to belt in a way that doesn't rely so much on the nose. At least you have learned to use your mask for power, which is a good tool, but there are better techniques out there. Emma, you have an amazing mid to low range. Your voice is very resonant. You have a stunning vibrato as always. I love the runs in the chorus in the end, and I love that, when you're sing in the consonants. You need a little bit more emotion on the verses though. Really imagine that you are in that situation when you sing. And that first Treasure could have been sustained more, but this is a very long song and it could easily sound samey, but this was very varied. There are so many different nuances in this song. It's a great audition song. There is emotion and dynamics in this, so really good job, guys. I loved it.
I didn't have very many notes. I just said that I'm kind of disappointed that the whole group didn't come together, but that being said, it was hard for you guys, you know, trying to get everything together, and then when it didn't, I'm sure it was disappointing. It was kind of probably nerve-wracking at first trying to figure out what you were going to do, but in the end, I think it actually worked better as a duet, so I think that was actually kind of a leg up for you guys, and I think you guys worked really well together. I think your voices meshed together in a duet form. I don't know how it would have worked as a trio, but I think you guys sounded great together. I think your personalities seem to work together. You both have, you know, very similar dynamics. I just kind of liked just the way it flowed. I think you had good energy, and I just think it worked out, so.
Yeah, I'm really proud of them for getting it together despite losing a member, because that's always very nerve-wracking in a group round when that happens.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Yes.
Especially when you try so hard and they don't get back to you. You kind of feel ghosted. You don't know what to do, and, you know, you're kind of in a panic. You really pulled it together, and you came up with this, and I think it was really good.
Yeah, and they still got it together quite fast despite the issues, so I was kind of surprised by that. I mean, they even left spots for Sean to get his parts in and everything, so.
Yep, just in case he showed up,
Yeah.
So.
Out of the blue.
Really proud of them just from a work ethics standpoint, but also it was just a really great cover as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have only one left, and that is Portal to Polymarriage. I love that name, by the way. So funny.
I know.
All right, I guess this could be another contentious one, because all three, believe it or not, are three people I just absolutely love, but I just didn't think it came together at all. There wasn't much energy. Some of the harmonies were just really off. Dream Kitu's parts in the chorus just seemed really misplaced, like they didn't belong there. I don't know, it just didn't seem pulled together. I mean, it felt almost like they were working on it, maybe trying to come up with a song, and then just threw something together at the last minute. It just, I don't know, it was good, but was it great? Was it on the level of some of the ones that I think should make it through to the next round? No, it didn't reach that level for me.
Oh, interesting.
So
Who do you want to go?
Okay, I know this, but I'm just gonna say this. I love the video. I love the name as well. Oh my god, creative.
Yeah,
okay,
the video
but
was
back
awesome.
to the point. The mixing could be better. It's the same as the ETH Spriggs. For me, it feels quite raw as it is. I actually love the harmonies, and when Dream Kitu came in with the high notes, and also I love the ad-libs the most. Yeah, the ad-libs were good. Oh, interestingly, I don't have other notes than that. Oh my gosh, I must have gotten uninterested. But yeah, who's my favorite one? Dream Kitu, maybe? I don't know. This one is confusing. The same as the Three Birds as well. It's confusing. It's so hard, especially if you only have to pick top 12. Okay, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, this song wasn't confusing to me. I can't say that because I actually agree with Andrea to a great extent here. But to me, it was a fun song choice. I mean, I love the 80s. You had a great chance for a lot of energy in this. But like Andrea, I don't think you really pushed it with energy for the most part. I was excited to see how this group came together though, because you have such different voices in this group. It was very unexpected choices for teammates, so that was really interesting. But that said, this was flat. I mean, John opens very flat, and the first impressions are super important, guys, so you really should have fixed that. And the harmonies were jarring as well. It was actually only Dream Kitu that stayed on pitch throughout. However, the harmonies were planned well. You had a good mix of bottom and middle and top end, which really thickens it, so props for that. John, I love the whoa 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 in the middle. I mean, you had runs and a special standout tone, but the flatness took away from it definitely. William, you had plenty of energy in this actually, but you have some timing issues. You also need some more compression on your vocals. I like the falsetto at 225. All of you showed range in this, but that was the highlight of the song to me. Dream Kitu shone the most in this with those very high notes that were light and airy, and there was no excessive breathiness in this, which has been a problem in round 1 and 2, so you really took some feedback on board about about that. You were a little bit low in the mix though, but you have a very fast vibrato, which is nice. This could have been mixed better though. 80 songs need a lot of reverb, and most songs at least need some reverb, so that was clearly lacking in this, but still a rather good job. But it was not one of the best this round, unfortunately, and that's such a shame because individually you are extremely talented singers.
Yeah. By the way, I love how you went wow wow wow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna sing it for you here. John did that better, so I'm gonna leave that to him.
Oh, but I forgot to mention this. I love them individually. So I agree with you, Petri. Them individually is better than this group, unfortunately. So, but it's not the worst. It's not the worst. I've heard worse. So yeah.
Yeah, I have definitely heard worse group covers, that's for sure.
Yeah.
At least, but that's not really a good grade in this
Yeah.
to hear. I mean,
I've heard worse.
you'll get
That's
an
not-
aim higher than that. So
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah. Okay guys, we have our top 12. Really hard decisions this time around, and we are still conflicted, trust me, but we do have to make a decision at some point, and we have made it. I'm really proud of our top 12, and even those who didn't get to the top 12, please continue singing, and I hope you will be back someday on this show, because I still want to hear more from most of you, and I think this goes from all of us.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I'm so sorry, guys.
Yet again.
I don't want to lose.
I'm sorry about nothing.
If Mark was here, we would have been here 3 hours, I know. He wouldn't have been happy about this.
I already know he's mad because you could see him in the chat.
So you can blame Mark for not being here. It's his fault. Good night, guys.
All right.
See ya.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good night.
Thanks for watching. Don't miss the upcoming result. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.